the Public Service Commission will verify the qualifications of more than 2,000 senior government officials. It all comes after MP Mimmy Gondwe requested the Commission to probe the senior management and the circumstances surrounding their employment in public service. Well, to give us a breakdown of the implications, Karam Singh, Corruption Watch's Executive Director, joins us for a discussion on this. Very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. It was already revealed this year by Minister Nglesi that of the 9,009 senior managers in the public service, 2,412 do not have the qualifications reflected in the system. This is a massive concern. What's at stake?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on the program. Well, I think, this is an important development. The Public Service Commission is an important institution in our constitutional democracy for ensuring that we have a sound public service that's constitutionally compliant, and they clearly have an anti-corruption mandate. And if you look at our existing national anti-corruption strategy, there are two key pillars which it focuses on, which relates to this issue. The one is ensuring that we have an ethical leadership, and the other is ensuring that we have a professionalized and skilled employees across the public service. So we know from the recent testimony and the reports of the Zondo Commission that one of the ways in which state capture functioned was through irregular appointments. And we know that we have had an issue over the years of not only irregular appointments, but people being appointed to the public service with fake qualifications and the like. So it's really important in terms of executing its mandate and ensuring that we have a clean public service, that these investigations take place, and that if there's findings of irregularities, either in terms of the ways in which people were appointed, or if people were appointed without the appropriate qualifications or through fake qualifications, that's then addressed through the removal of these people from the system.
As you speak about appointments and how these were done, questions have also been asked about how many of the 2,000 or so senior managers were appointed because the public service regulations of 2016 came into effect. So how could they have now been appointed before this also just transpired?
Yeah, look, this is an area that's probably required this type of an intervention for a long time. The allegations have been in play for many years that there are people appointed to senior positions either with fake qualifications or without appropriate qualifications. We have a somewhat decentralized system with numerous, accounting officers, departments, across the public service, from national departments to provincial departments and to municipalities. So it's absolutely critical that the public service gets its house in order, that we have a thorough and independent investigation, and that there are real consequences that flow from that investigation, including, the possibility of people being removed from their posts due to fake or inadequate qualifications.
As you make mention of the two pillars, you say ethical leadership is one of those pillars. And we know that the Auditor General has spoken about the implications, spelling out the effects of shaky leadership, saying that it all in essence hampers financial performance, and as it trickles even further, service delivery is then affected.
Absolutely. When we talk about the fight against corruption, we often talk about the theft of money, of kind of criminal collusion and things like bribery. But corruption, goes across many different areas, including ensuring that there's transparency in the system so that the system can be appropriately monitored, and ensuring that there's the highest levels of ethical conduct. And we know, over the years that this has been a major challenge with our leadership. It's a challenge at local government, it's a challenge within schools, and it's a challenge within government departments, that people flout the rules, that people flout rules to ensure that they get appointed and that they appoint other cronies who are connected to them, and that's another form of abuse of power. So in terms of ensuring that we have a clean public service, ensuring that we effectively make progress in the fight against corruption, the issues of ensuring ethical leadership and ethical conduct across the public service has to be an absolute priority.
When it comes to some of the responses that have come out of this revelation, there are talks about a likelihood that there might be senior management staff members who do have the proper qualifications, but are not, those qualifications are not reflected on the system. If that is the issue here, does it make sense to the outcome of some of the, public service, posts and the ripple effect it has on the very community?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to have to go now into the details of the investigation to understand, whether people were appointed properly, whether there was a proper evaluation of qualifications. We know that we have a national qualifications authority in terms of SAQA. We also know that, there are other forms of prior learning and other systems that people may have been in, which creates equivalence in terms of qualifications. So qualifications shouldn't be a hard stick used to take people out of the public service who have qualifications, who have been performing well. It's really a question of ensuring that there are no fraudulent qualifications and that the basis upon which people were appointed in terms of the evaluation of their qualifications was done appropriately. So, a lot of that's going to have to play out in terms of the investigation, the ultimate implication in terms of people potentially losing their jobs and challenges that may flow from that in terms of ensuring that regular appointments are made in response to that is all going to still have to play out. So yeah, this could be a challenging situation going forward.
Very well. Thank you so much for that input. Corruption Watch's Executive Director Karam Singh speaking to what is essentially at stake when it comes to the Public Service Commission investigating the over 2,000 senior government officials who will be asked now to verify their qualifications.